But I'll tell you what, even during my own separation with my wife, which fortunately it did work out for us, it doesn't always. But that was a cathartic moment for me. That was an opportunity for me to get right, to fix some things that weren't in check. And without that moment in time, and it was just a moment, you guys would not be listening to this Order of Man podcast. There's no way. I would be a financial advisor still, and I'd be making a moderate income, and I'd be mildly happy, and I'd be a mediocre husband and wife, and that would be my life, like a lot of guys' are. But instead, I used that moment in time and decided that this was happening for me. And what was I going to do to make myself better, not in spite of the situation, but because of the situation? You know, like, how can you improve? So whether you're going through a bankruptcy or some past trauma, whatever it may be, instead of saying, why did this happen to me? And if only my life was better, and if only I didn't go through that situation, then I would be ... Instead, start thinking to yourself, why did this happen to me in a positive way? Why did this happen for me? How am I a better individual? Or how can I become a more capable and strong man because of this situation? And I talk about this all the time. I grew up without a father figure, permanent father figure in my life. And at the time, it was miserable. I remember when my mother went through a separation, an ultimate divorce with my last stepfather. And I remember vividly thinking, why me? Why is this happening to me? And now I look back and I'm like, I'm so grateful.
Like, you internalized that separation, you know, like her getting divorced, like that, you felt the impact to you
completely. And I thought it was against me. You know, I was older at the time. I was probably 14, 15 years old. And so I thought I was old enough to acknowledge or to make the connection that this was happening to me. But I look at it now and think, what an incredible blessing. What an incredible blessing that I grew up without a father. I mean, I would love to have been connected with my father, and we were connected in a way. I would have loved to have been more deeply connected, but what a beautiful blessing that I wasn't, because I don't know that I would be the same father that I am to my kids. I don't. And I'm happy and satisfied and fulfilled with what my life is. And that's an experience of all of the situations and circumstances that led up to this. So how do you cope with it? Reframe your thought process. You're thinking about it negatively. I have to cope. I have to deal with this situation. No, this is a blessing. This is a benefit in disguise. And it's hard to see when you're in the moment. So what can you do? Surround yourself with good people. Talk with people who have gone through similar circumstances and situations as you. And they'll tell you, they'll show you, look, there's light at the end of the tunnel. You don't see it. I can see it. In fact, I'm standing in the light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm going to illuminate the path for you. So find good people. Tactically, I would suggest that you distract yourself when you start to get in your mind and start to go down this path that isn't good for you. But ultimately realizing that this is a good thing for you. You just can't see it yet, but I promise it will be a good thing for you. But or not, but that's entirely within your control. You do have control over the way you frame this.